on the bottom right of your Zoom screen, and you should be able to change that. So we also want to just remind each other to keep our microphones muted during presentations so that we can all enjoy the program proceedings. So I just want to check in with all of you, and you know that this is the Women Empowerment Program 2025 semester one. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. It's a warm, warm welcome. Lots of love from us to you because you found your community. So, as always, I want to check in with all of you before we get started. And we're going to use our emoji meter. We call it the emoji meter, where we're going to use the reactions to find out how we're doing today. So, I am feeling absolutely great. So, I'm going to put a thumbs up. It's good, it's bright, it's sunny in Zimbabwe, and very excited to find out how all of you are. So, Adamna, I did say that I'm going to keep the video off so that we can hear each other because I'm in an area where network is not really stable. But I will just do a quick hi so that you can see me. So, hello, everybody. How you doing? And yeah, so good to see all of you. So, how is everybody doing? I'm doing great. So, thumbs up. Let me find out how you guys are doing. You can just show me on the screen. You can wave. I see Fatim. You're looking good. Lovely to see you, Barbie. See you too, Ngozi. How you doing? Nice to see you too, Asumta. So it's wonderful. I'm so excited that we're back and we're talking all things AI. And it's very exciting for us to build on last week's very explosive session called From Chalkboard to Chatbot. So we all seemed to have a great time, but most importantly, we all resolved to use a new AI tool from the amazing toolkit that we were given last week. And this week, I have a special surprise for you because we've got a guest, one of my amazing friends in the EdTech space, and she's going to be talking to us all the way from Uganda about all the amazing stuff that she does. But before we get to that, does anybody want to share what tool, what digital tool or what AI tool that they used this week and tell us how fun it was? So I'll allow you to either put it in the chat or you can actually unmute your mic and let me know just for a couple of minutes how using the new tools that we learned last week was. So who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? Is anybody raising their hand? I don't see anything as yet. You can pop it in the chat as well. Don't be shy. Bobby, please, yeah, go ahead, unmute your mic. Let's hear what you were doing last week.
Ladies, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you all? Last week I
awesome.
I'm fine. Last week I used ChatGPT. It was awesome. I used it to teach my students in Germany. I'm in Nigeria. And then I was able to use it effectively. It was fun using it. It was really fun using it.
And what exactly did you do? Can you share? What exactly did you do in ChatGPT?
Yes, I was using my Zoom meeting. I was teaching my students in Zoom, and then one of them asked me to give her a presentation. She has a presentation to make over there in Germany about Nigeria, because she's from Nigeria, but she died in Germany. So I was able to use ChatGPT to quickly made a 3-minute presentation for her, and then I sent it to her through WhatsApp. It was awesome doing that. I had a challenge though. The challenge was I couldn't paste it on the whiteboard. Yeah, that was a challenge. I don't know why it was like that. I couldn't paste it on the whiteboard for her to see, but I had to screen record and then send to her through WhatsApp. She was excited when she saw it, and it was interesting.
Wow, well done. And listen, I love how you say because you couldn't paste it on the whiteboard, you were able to then send it through WhatsApp. And that's what it's all about, right? Being an educator, being innovative, being creative to make sure that you get the message across to your students. So well done, Bobby. I'm actually looking forward to hearing what you're going to do this coming week. And Nika, your hand was up. You've put it
Thank you
down
very
now,
much.
but I can read from the chat. Adamna says, I made use of ChatGPT to source for instructional material, and its feedback was awesome. Great job. Naima says, I used ChatGPT to give me steps to design a curriculum for training for a training course. Well done. So I'm beginning to see that you're doing a lot of great work already by using some of the tools that you are getting from the Women Empowerment Program. And I'm so excited to hear that. And I hope that you can continue sharing these tips and different concepts that you're using. So, moving right in because we have a jam-packed program today. I'm just basically going to walk you through what we are looking forward to today. So, our topic today is digital storytelling in STEM. And last week, I know we used Canva. We used a lot of Canva AI. We used a lot of Magic Write, and all of you were so excited about it. And so today, in a sense, we are going to continue to do that, but we are going to probably expand a little bit more. And Ruvimbo is not with us today, but she has been so kind as to do a pre-recorded video that we've worked on together. And we are going to present that. And we're all going to get an opportunity to go and work through the video together as that is happening. So this week, what are we focusing on? We're focusing on practical application, moving from narrative brainstorming to the creation of digital stories. And don't we all love a good story, particularly our students? We will learn to use digital tools and platforms like Canva AI for multimedia presentations. We're going to incorporate some visuals, some audio, and guess what? We're also going to incorporate some basic animation. So we're going to bring all our STEM lessons to life today. So, as I've mentioned, we're also going to watch a pre recorded video from Ruvimbo, who sends her love from Ghana because she's not with us today. And we're going to talk about Render Forest, which is an AI video generator. And we're going to pick up the topic of organic chemistry. So, you will notice in most of our editions is that we are taking the usual type of lesson plans and topics that we would teach in the classroom, and we're bringing them into the program to show you the best practical use of how you can use AI to actually do your teaching for all these kind of difficult concepts such as photosynthesis, organic chemistry, and so on. So today's session is going to emphasize mostly on hands-on activities. So I want to encourage everybody to get comfortable. And if your internet connection does permit, please walk along with the video as we play it. It's about a 10-minute video. It would be great if you follow along. And most importantly, as I've mentioned, we have a guest speaker with an amazing story. She's actually now an author as well. So she's going to share with us on how she has leveraged AI in her work running an edutech organization. So I am so excited to see Valentine, a very good friend of mine. We've worked together on the Africa Code Week program, and currently we're working together as ambassadors and national coordinators of the World Robot Olympiad in our respective countries. And she's done such an amazing job in bringing a lot of artificial intelligence and robotics awareness to her country. So, Val, good morning. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, hi, good morning, Victoria and everyone. I'm glad to be here and I'm excited for what everyone is doing and what we are all learning in Africa. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So let me just introduce you so that everybody knows who you are. So Valentine is a tech entrepreneur and founder of Mindset Coders. And this organization that she runs has been kind of equipping teachers and students with digital skills. She also runs an AI automation agency, which was going to be so excited to hear about, that's helping businesses use technology to work smarter. Since 2023, as I've mentioned, she has also been coordinating the World Robot Olympiad in her home country in Uganda. So, Valentine, we are so excited to hear from you. For the next 15 minutes, we're going to sit back, relax, and hear from you. So, take it away.
Thank you, Victoria. I didn't even know I'm the one starting. All right. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to meet everyone. I feel like you've already done the introduction. I don't have to go through that. I am just another African woman excited about technology and the different ways it makes our life easier, our work efficient, and just having fun exploring what technology has for us. I'm not sure how far you have gone. I've just gotten snippets about what you have been exposed to in as far as AI is concerned. And I think I'll just share. Okay. Oh wow, this is amazing! I didn't know I can just control the slides now from my end. This is nice. Yeah, so basically I am a woman who teaches coding. I work with the different individuals and organizations with the same mission to expose technology to as young as 7 years. And I'm also now involved in AI, helping businesses to work smarter, save time, make more money. I have experience in EdTech because of Mindset Coders and working with young people. I have now experience in training educators, anyone interested in learning technology, and just sharing my knowledge and what I know and I've learned and I've experienced. So from my end, I love that as teachers, we always have the direct interaction and communication with the learners and the next generation of problem solvers. So for us, apart from just us learning to improve and personally and professionally, we are also the ones who cascade and give this knowledge and skills to the young people. So I like that for teachers, and I am also very particular and intentional in empowering teachers. Why? Because these are new opportunities to keep us on the loop with where technology is going and how we can better improve ourselves professionally, personally, and just be more confident in teaching, in talking to the young people about technology. And we all see from how they interact with technology, they are always faster in adopting and adapting and experimenting and just seeing what technology can do. So it gives us also confidence as teachers to skill ourselves and also to empower learners, to enhance teaching, and change the way classroom is formulated from the traditional setting. So I have experienced several tools. I have worked with several tools in how I work as an educator and also how I share my information with the learners and also for teaching purposes, for me to also show the different people like yourself how to use technology to enhance your teaching. I don't know if I am supposed to do demos, but then I can just list what I have worked with and how it works and how I've impacted, how I've been impacted by the different tools that I've used. I use Google Space, and I still use Google Space to bring together different communities, most especially communities that are not well conversant with technology, or they don't have the resources to work as a community. So we use Google Space to bring together different teachers throughout the country in Uganda. We create that community, and every resource that we have, we share through the Google Workspace. The different tests, the different activities and assignments we use Google Workspace because it's the most widespread, given the fact that most, if not all, schools or teachers will have Gmail accounts. So Google Space works for us for the basic digital literacy. And of course, now Canva is becoming widely used throughout the continent, throughout the globe. And I've heard from Victoria that you have all been introduced to Canva and how it works. And then of course Zoom, because we are in Zoom right now. When it comes to content creation, there's tools that I use. I don't know if you heard it, but even for this presentation itself, I have used a tool called Gamma App. I'll put the link in chat. Gamma App is good for creating slides in real time, and you can just give it, if you have already content, maybe you created it from ChatGPT, you can just put your content in there and it will beautifully create the presentation for you, like the one I'm using right now. And then I've used another one, which I've also shared with the educators in my network. It's called QReport.com. This is good for topic-based kind of content. And usually it was developed for teachers. It was developed for educators. It is categorized in different subjects. So if you have a topic that you want to share, you can use QReport to help you build, and then you can edit accordingly. It is really niche to the education sector. And then for quizzes, the one that I've interacted most, and it's more play-based, is Quizzes. Quizzes has helped us do a more interactive quiz session with our learners, also with our educators. When we come together, we use Quizzes. And I think you can always explore this within yourselves and try out and figure it out. You usually learn best when you practice. So I hope you'll get time and interact and see how they work. I heard of ChatGPT. You've already interacted with it and seen how to create lessons from it. I don't think I can go further with that. But of course, there's more to do with ChatGPT. If you looked at the expert GPT, there are different custom-made GPTs that are specific to what you're looking for. And then automation, that is also something else that grows. The more you learn about the different tools that are available, AI tools that are available, the more you get exposed to the different tools and things like automation. What can you automate? And all right, so real world cases, like I said, AI lesson planning, ChatGPT can do that for you. There's actually like 5 custom GPTs under the Explore GPT section where you can get the lesson planner. It asks you about the lesson that you want to create, and then it helps you plan it accordingly. Automated communications, these are systems that have interacted with that helps in automating the communication. Now this one, I don't know, let me see. There are tools like this one helps in creating custom communication pipeline. for schools, for institutions, that in the education sector, there's a section that has custom-made communication tool that helps in creating current updates, reminders, uh, reporting something that is created from there. I think you can again go and look at it, see what offers are in there, and see if it's something that you want to get into and provide for yourself, for your classroom, and maybe for your school. And then personalized learning, ChatGPT. Of course, ChatGPT now has a memory function to it, so it can tell who you are, it can tell what you've been searching, it can tell you based on your search what exactly you're interested in, and if you prompt it well to help you learn or to help you create whatever it is you're interested in, it can help you do that, and also in organizing whatever it is that you're interested in organizing. So with AI, the best way to learn from my experience is to master one tool. The moment you master one tool, it's easier to go to another because you are building on what you already have knowledge of. And there is an information overload, even from my experience. You learn one thing, something else comes in, and if you're not careful, you end up being all over the place. But when you start slowly, let's say ChatGPT, you understand how it works, and then you create, you say that maybe you want to create your presentation, you pick your content from ChatGPT, take it to gamma.app, create a presentation, and then you learn how that works, become good at it, then you can grow, understand how Clipboard works, and you continue building slowly by slowly. How you integrate it into teaching, of course, you learn how it works, and then you start applying to your classroom. So you created your presentation, for instance, and then you do and build it in your classroom, and you see how it affects the time, and also your points are put in a way that are more visualized or understandable and simplified. Partnerships. View AI as a helpful assistant, not a replacement. Of course, I feel like this has already been told by you. That was what this program is all about. And then join community. It's really helpful to work and work as a group because whatever I've learned can be different from what you have learned, and to just exchange ideas and knowledge, it's easier to continue building on what you are learning. So that digital education journey. So we are learning, we are acquiring new digital skills. When you learn them, of course, you have to implement them for you because you're learning to implement, you're learning to make your work efficient, you're learning to also share with your students. You have to continue growing, you expand your digital focus. Like I said, you build upon every tool that you learn, and then evaluate. Is there a difference from what you've been doing before to what you're doing now with the tools that are available or the tools that you learned and you're now implementing in the platform? And yeah, so that's it from me. That's my brief presentation. We can connect. That's my WhatsApp number if you want us to connect. I also have a community of us as Africans learning AI and the different tools. My social media is Valentine Masicha, and that's my website. And that's all from me. If you have any questions, I'm open. Hey, don't tell me I've been speaking. Who is it that can't hear anything?
Hi, Val. We could hear you, and thank you so much for that. So I think at this time, ladies, I'm going to open up just for 3 or 4 minutes for us to actually engage with Val whilst we still have her. Please feel free to then ask any questions or whether related to the presentation or just generally around AI in education. Please kindly engage with Val at this time. And also, Val, if you have any additional nuggets that you want to share, please feel free to do so at this time.
I don't have anything. But any other thing that comes is just from answering any question. Oh, I think that people can't hear me well. That's
Maybe if you can move closer to the mic, Val, maybe if you could try speaking a little closer to the mic, that might help.
okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, definitely a lot better, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all for me. If there's anything that I can add on, is can just come from questions. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, maybe I'll kick off a question. And
Yeah.
again, thank you so much for walking us through. One of the things that we've been emphasizing, particularly on this program, has been gaining the confidence as educators for us to be able to teach these tools, teach using these tools that our students are so great at. And I think it would really be amazing to actually say, hey, for you, how was your journey with AI like? How did you get so engaged and engrossed with AI to the point of even writing a book? I mean, that's just like next level. Maybe just let us know about that. What tips, what practical tips can we use to get that level of confidence in teaching and using AI tools?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, of course. If you can come a little closer.
Okay, I think you can hear me because I've switched to my phone. If
Yes, we
the
can hear
laptop
you
was
loud and
not.
clear. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think for me, I got interested. Honestly, I got interested in AI when I was on maternity leave. As a first-time mother, I felt
Ah.
like I was so overwhelmed with the things I have to do at work and also at home as a new mom. So when I saw that everyone is saying how AI is going to make me work less but smarter, I got I got deep into it and I started using the different free tools, specifically YouTube University, to just learn. And of course, it got not overwhelming, but it felt like it was too much at first. But I just kept at it, and I just saw myself implementing one after the other, just trying out and seeing what's working, what's not working, what's the cheapest option, of course. And for me now to come back and feel like I want to share what I know because it helped me save time and also have the businesses still running. I felt like I need to
Mm,
share what I know, and not just what I know, but what works within our continent. Because what works in Europe,
mm.
and most likely doesn't work for Africa. So for me, what worked is what I wanted to share. That's why I was like, okay, let me just write a book and share the
Ah,
different ways we can get into AI. And the book is simplifying AI for African entrepreneurs. That's what I knew, and that's what I wanted to share, and that's what I shared in the book. And that's how I got into
wow.
AI. I just started from let me learn how to use it, and I became excited about it. Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely amazing, Val. Thank you so much for that.
Mhm.
We really appreciate that. So, looking at this, I know Claire, your hand is up. I think I'll just take that one question from Claire quickly, so that we can wrap up the session and actually move into the digital storytelling part, which, Valentine, you've kind of alluded to there in your presentation. So, Claire, we can take your question now, and then we can move on to the next part of the program.
Oui, bonjour.
Hello.
Ok,
Hi,
d'accord.
Claire.
Bonjour à tous. Merci encore
Hello, ladies.
aujourd'hui pour
Hello,
cette
everyone. Thank you once
présentation
again for
par
another
rapport
great
à
presentation
l'appropriation des outils
to help us
IA
to
pour permettre
get
d'améliorer
more
l'éducation
familiar
numérique et aussi
with
permettre aux enseignants de
AI
préparer
tools,
leur
to
leçon plus
use them
facilement.
in our classroom, and
J'aurais
to help
souhaité
prepare our
peut-être
lesson
pour que
plan
les
better.
participants soient un peu
So,
plus interactif et intéressé, peut-être de donner
In
une
order
activité
to have more an
chacune
engaging
des enseignants, avec
approach, it
chacune des
would be
participantes
a
ici
good
présentes
idea
pour se rentrer,
to
leur demander par exemple de préparer un cours dans leur domaine respectif
ask
et
each
en utilisant
teacher
un outil AI
here
et
to
peut-être la
make a
prochaine section que
presentation
chacune
on
donne
the
à propos
AI
des
tool
difficultés ou bien
they
l'expérience
use,
qu'elles ont pu
and
acquérir
the next
en
session they
pratiquant
could
cette activité-là. Je
perhaps
pense que ça sera
share
beaucoup plus interactif
the
parce que tel que je vois, elles font les
difficulties they
participants peut-être parce que
encountered, with using
elles
this
n'ont pas
particular
encore,
tool, or how easy it was.
elles ne se
It's
sentent
just a
pas encore
suggestion to
mises à l'aise
making
par rapport
sure that it's all a bit
à
more
ce que nous présentons
engaging,
et qui vont
because
présenter
people
depuis
can
pratiquement.
sometimes feel a
Je pense qu'il
bit
faudrait vraiment qu'on fasse une activité et qu'on revienne maintenant partager
overwhelmed.
chacune
It's all a bit abstract. So I
l'expérience que
think
nous
it would
avons
be
eue
useful
par
for
rapport
everyone
à
here to
l'utilisation
actually
d'un outil
do
d'intelligence
a
artificielle.
practical
Voilà ce que je
task of
propose. Merci.
trying out and using a specific AI tool. And then the next week we would share our feedback and experience, how easy it was, the difficulties, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Thank you very much, Claire. And I think Valentine, you got that?
Yes, sure, I did. Yeah, she did that. That's a suggestion, and I think it's good. It's you to lead. It's you to lead. It's for you to lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess it's lots of love, Val, and lots of thanks for joining us on the Women Empowerment Program. We're very excited that you were able to be here with us. So I'm just going to turn on my video just real quick so I can send lots of love. And ladies, please join me in thanking Val for coming through and sharing her nuggets with us from her neck of the woods. So we really, really appreciate you. And we hope we will see you again on this program really, really soon.
All right. I'll have to leave, but I was honored to be here.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So see you soon, Val, and goodbye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So, as fellow educators, we all know the power of a good story. It's what captures our students' attention. It makes abstract and difficult ideas stick. And ultimately, this is what we live for most because we want to spark a genuine interest in learning. So, today we're going to be exploring how we can harness the power of storytelling to bring the fascinating world. Well, I don't know if it's fascinating. I hated chemistry, but the fascinating world of organic chemistry to life for our students using a technique we're calling data-driven storytelling. So we're going to dive right in to our presentation for today. And as always, we have some stunning visuals that always accompany our presentations. And one of the things that we're going to emphasize, you will remember last week that we had the conversation around understanding what your objective is as a teacher. And we had that 3-step sort of agenda, which was, making sure that whatever topic you're teaching, there's always basic recall. So you want your students to be able to have basic recall. And also, one of the most interesting things is you want them to be able to at least show that they understand, right? So they should be able to narrate back in some way or form what they've learned. And then, of course, thirdly, we want them to show the practical application of the concept that you are teaching, which will demonstrate that there is a little bit of critical thinking that they're using. So even though we're using AI, we always want to ensure that the main lesson objective and the main agenda behind the lesson is what we deliver through the classroom. So I'm going to ask you to advance the slides for me, Donna. So for this week, it's digital storytelling for STEM, as we've highlighted. And again, as I was just saying, it's very important to make sure that when you tell your story, capture the engagement, ensure that you are inspiring the students students, ensure that you're connecting, understand what you're saying. And also another thing, when I do these type of conversations around AI for educators, it's an understanding that we are teaching a large cohort of digital natives. So because of the generation that they're born in, this is basically Generation Z, Gen Z, or Generation Alpha. That's my daughter's age going forward. And I'm actually told now that anybody born in 2025 is being called Generation Beta. So these children are growing up already, I don't know, with some sort of tech capabilities that we didn't have. So they always want to know how what they're learning plugs into the real world. So they want to understand how STEM applies to everyday life and how it can actually solve real problems. So next slide, please. So whilst we're looking into that, we also want to understand that it's not just us sitting around and telling a story, right? There's a certain way in which we are going to tell the story that is going to build problem solving and analytical skills, which, of course, when we look at the 4 C's of education, critical thinking is one of them. So you want to encourage developing critical thinking rather. Then you also want to ensure that the story is presented in a format that is easy to remember. So for example, this week, we're going to be looking at organic chemistry. Last week, we looked at photosynthesis. It might not be the easiest to remember, but if then told or presented in a format which is easier for them to conceptualize, to visualize, to see, ultimately, it's going to enhance their memory and they're going to be able to remember. Next slide, please. So what are we going to do today? We're going to start by telling you a story, and we're going to build right through to the end. So when we get to the part where we're showing the video on how to come up with a lesson plan for organic chemistry, I would like to encourage you, if you can, to just follow along and try to see how much of that you can do. But because the recording is going to be made available, I'm going to ask that outside of this meeting, you play it back and you actually give yourself about 5 to 10 minutes to do that part as guided through the video of actually coming up with your own lesson plan. So for the interest, obviously, of time on this program, perhaps we might not be able to do it in its entirety, but the video will be there for you to go back and follow step by step. So what we're going to start off doing now is do a video introduction. So I'm going to show you what the lesson will look like in a very short clip. And then we're going to look at how we can demo some animations, different ones that we are going to use. And then we're going to develop an interactive quiz within our little storytelling exercise that we're going to do. And finally, we're going to show you how to share what you've done directly to your classroom. Next slide, please. And all of this is part of how we develop a specific set of stories for the
in a universe full of.
So we're going to dive right in and watch this clip. So the clip has disappeared there, but it'll be up shortly. And one of the interesting things
in a universe full of elements,
forest is, as we're going to see, is how you're able to develop that from a prompt. Go ahead, Donna.
In a universe full of elements, one atom stands out: carbon, the hero of organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is the study of carbon-based compounds. It's all around us, from your clothes to your food. Meet the alkanes, the carbon-hydrogen family that sticks together with single bonds. They follow the rule, CnH2n+2. The bigger the family, the longer the chain. From your kitchen stove to your fuel tank, alkanes are tiny powerhouses. Want to change the molecule's behavior? Add a functional group. These small additions make a big difference. Alcohols, acids, halides, they each have unique powers. Understanding organic compounds helps us understand fuel, medicine, plastics, and even pollution. Next, we'll dive into reactions, how molecules break, build, and change. Every molecule has a story. Let's discover them together.
Okay, so there you have it. If we can pull up the slides again. There we have it. So imagine being able to introduce the topic of organic chemistry, particularly the alkanes, in a manner that the students are able to visualize and see, and it's actually broken down, very concise, very to the point. So now what we're going to do is dive into that design lesson video, which I spoke about, which is actually going to show you how to create the digital story part of your lesson right from the beginning. So we're going to see the use of three main AI tools. This time, we're not using ChatGPT, we're actually using Gemini. So we're going to use Gemini 2.5 to create a lesson plan. I will share the prompt in the chat box. So for those that want to actually go ahead and follow along as the video is playing, you'll be able to do that. Then we're going to create a presentation using Canva. We have some idea of how to do that because we did it last week. And then finally, we're going to use AI in the form of Render Forest to do a recap video that is going to sum up all this work that we've put together. So ultimately, for your lesson plans going forward, you should be able to, in just 10 minutes, come up with a stunning AI video to teach your students. So we're going to move on to the next slide now. So this is a pre-recording that Ruvimbo and I worked on. And this is, again, something that you can do, is to pre-record some of your lessons in case you're not going to be able to be there to teach them. So for the initial part of the video, you will notice that there is a prompt that is being typed in there. So what I am going to do is actually share that prompt in the chat so you don't have to type it out. But if you could open Gemini, if possible, and get to do that, you will notice that the prompt reads as such. Help me create a lesson on Canva tools to demonstrate organic chemistry, which is a topic on alkanes for grade 10 students using the guidance of the Cambridge syllabus. Now, you are free to use whatever syllabus applies in your respective areas, right? And you're going to go and give Gemini the idea or the prompt of what you would want this to look like. So you're going to say, I want it to be engaging, I want it to be story-based, and I want the characters like a family plot. So in other words, you're giving it instructions to say, I want this, I want there to be a mama alkane and a papa alkane and a sister alkane and a brother alkane, right? And this is all relatable for students, isn't it? You will find that students often relate to things that, like we said, can be attached to the real world environment. So there you have it. You will get the alkane adventures of the carbon family, right? So you will then move on to www.renderforest.com. And what you're going to do there is pretty much say, copy and paste what you have from the Gemini part of the video and stick it in there. And you're going to get to a point where you are going to then generate a video. Now, the lovely, and you can really, there are variations to how you can do this. You could literally switch up the words in any way that you want for any subject for you to make it make sense for you, right? So for this particular one, mine had like an auntie hydrocarbon, it had an uncle, whoever, and so on and so forth, a papa carbon, a mama hydrogen, and so on and so forth. So all of this is how to teach the concept, but in a way that the child will understand a little bit better. So I see there, Layla, that you shared, that you designed a video with the same technique. Lovely for you to actually share, if possible, we would like for you to share that video. If you could email us, that would be great. And it would be good for us to see, what you've done with that, because I think the more we can share, the better. So you will notice that there on render for us, just going back, different type of animation that you would want video. So you can make it, get AI to do it for you based on the prompt, or better still, you could actually pick the right animations that make sense. It will then go ahead and generate that. And, and this is just in a couple of minutes. We literally
Our story begins at the annual Carbon Family Reunion.
now have a
Papa Carbon and Mama Hydrogen are so excited to see all their children. Anti-Hydrocarbon has a message for us. Our family, the hydrocarbons, are special. We only have 2 types of atoms, carbon C and hydrogen H. Uncle Saturated chimes in. And within our family, the alkanes are known for their incredible strength. We only form single bonds between all our carbon atoms. First, we have Methane Mike. His formula is CH4. Methane is used for cooking and heating. Next is Ethan Emily. Her formula is C2. Ethane is commonly found in natural gas. Here comes Propane Peter. His formula is C3H. Propane is used for grills and heating. Finally, we have Butane Bella. Her formula is C⁻H. Butane is used in lighters and portable stoves.
Okay, so we watched the video. It could need some adjustments, but that is something we can also do in Render Forest. We can go back, we can edit, and then after we edit, we'll be in a very good space. And once we're happy with the video that we've gotten, what we go on to do is we're going to go to Canva, where we've got our slide there, and on that slide we want to upload the video that we just created. So you go and click on that upload files button, and as you can see, I've got some uploaded videos already. I use Canva quite a lot, so once I click on it, I am going to have the video that I want to select it, and once it's selected, you're going to see it popping up over there, as you can see. And I'll drag it and place it on that particular page. So now that I've got the page and I've dragged it and placed it there, the next thing I want to do is to then see if this video is playing. Initially when it starts, it just starts off by playing, but then in this case, I want to have an opportunity to just click on it and see if it's playing. And once I see that it is playing, I am able to then move on to the next form of slides. So from the next section is going to be our next step, which is after teaching some students, you'd want them to recall what you have taught them. So you want to then have a mini assessment of what they have understood. In this case, you're going to use a quiz, and we're going to use this quiz using the Canva quiz tool. So the first thing you do is you go to the text button, you select a form of text. In this case, I chose the body text, and then I'm going to add in details about the subject. So I am going to give it an instruction, and that instruction says add in a question that asks what the alkanes are mostly known for. And this is something that was highlighted in the video, and I add in that, okay, alkanes are known for burning. They are mostly burning fuels, right? They're stable gases, but known to be flammable. Anything along those lines, something that helps the AI understand what we're trying to convey. And after we're done with that, we highlight the text that we've just written, and then we go over to Magic Write, that little pencil over there. So instead of asking you to rewrite like what we did last week, we're going to scroll down and see where it's written Generate Quiz. And that's a new feature, by the way. So once we click on it, we're going to see a quiz question that has been generated. And that particular quiz question that has been generated, you can find it there. And we're going to read it, and it reads, before we do that, we just need to delete that. And when we read it, you're going to see what it reads. It reads and it says, what are alkanes mostly known for? And then before we can do much, I realized there's a bit of a misalignment here. So I'm going to just sort out my quiz questions there, do a little bit of graphic design so that it can be easy to navigate. So I've got these two questions there already, which is cool. Now I just need to adjust this one by clicking on edit. My question, I'm happy with it, which is known as the header. It asks, what are alkanes mostly known for? And I think that's a good question. Then, if I want to see which answer is correct, I can see it just by clicking on that edit button. That is the answer that is written in the light blue, not blue, sorry, in the light green there. And because I wanted to match with everything else, I've edited under footer there to add in answer, and so that it writes submit answer. And I'm going to edit the colors, and that is going to change the outer border color, the inner border color, so that it matches everything else that I like there. And at the bottom, you realize that it's written that it's your name will be shared. That means when you share it with the class, if that person is logged in, they will be able to see that, my student Tatinda has added in the answer, or my student Okoye has added in the answer, or my student as Esperance has added in the answer. Is it correct? Did they get something wrong? How can I help them? Then right at the end there, I wanted to show you one last thing as before we round off, and that is how we can edit the pictures that are there. So every picture that you see that has that Canva watermark, that picture is going to be a priced picture. So that is for the pro version. So for us to not have any troubles when we export or when we share our PDFs, we could just edit that picture by going in and selecting elements. So we are going to move our mouse and go click on that section where it's written elements, in which I just want a picture that is plain and simple. So I'm going to type in carbon family. And when I type in carbon family there, I'm going to get options of pictures. So every picture that you see with the crown there, that represents that is a pro picture. We're looking for pictures that don't have a crown, just like the ones that we've been seeing. I like that one with the gold, so that's the one I'm going to select. But you can always select any picture that you want. And after you select it, you just drag it on top of the old picture, and you see that it would have changed. And the last and most important part of creating stories is to share the stories. So we're going to share this particular story as a public view link. So this will be a link that will be shared with our students. I'm going to enable some emojis there so that the
It seems that the video just got cut off there. I'm not sure, Vicky, if you're still with us.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I was actually just also kind of wondering there. But the beautiful thing, I think, so that we can kind of bring our session to a wonderful close, is that we actually have this video ready. And that's one of the things that we want to look at going into the coming week, is to actually practically go step by step as per the pre-recorded video, and actually all have a video that we can be able to perhaps maybe share. I'm sure we can make an arrangement for us to share and upload the videos that we've created from this week's session. So we will do that via the WhatsApp group, as we have been doing. So it's so exciting to see how we can quickly do digital storytelling for tough concepts in a couple of minutes. And also, I'm so excited to see our good friends from Sudan, from South Sudan. It's wonderful to see the team from Rumbek back with us. So really, really excited. So exciting to see all of you there. So very excited for us to get going on our last part of the program, which is the Teachers Corner. Something that we enjoy doing, and we are very happy. We're very, very happy to move on to the Teachers Corner now. And this week we have Assumpta Azike, and she's going to tell us what she's been doing with AI in her neck of the woods. So it would be great for us to see Assumpta's video. She's been so kind as to do a 3-minute video for us, and we're going to get an opportunity to watch that right now. And also just to make any final calls, if anybody wants to do a Teachers Corner, a video similar to Assumpta's, please make sure that you do reach out to us, do email us, and we'll walk you through how to do that. So if we could have the Teachers Corner video, please. Thanks. So while that's coming up, we also want to just encourage you to fill in the surveys when you can. So thank you for those that have already done that.
Hello, my name is Assumpta. I'm a Nigerian and I'm a primary school class teacher. Primary school teachers here teach all basic education subjects. In my class, I have 25 pupils, boys and girls between the ages of 10 to 13. My school is a rural public school, and teaching in my community can be challenging because of the inadequate education support materials available available to the learners and the teachers. I would like people to know, especially educators, to know about the ArcLight Foundation project and the HP Live free online tech courses on Google Play Store. When I teach, I try as much as I can to simplify the concept in my lesson content, and I use a variety of instructional techniques depending on the topic I'm teaching. Like I said, the challenge here basically is the unavailability of enough edutech facilities in schools. It makes achieving certain teaching objectives difficult. Then, in my own little way, I use my personal gadgets to teach. For instance, English phonics. I use the IPA chat and audio dictionary apps downloaded on my phone together with my MP3 player. I bring them to class to teach English sounds, and I usually like the outcome because my learners get to hear the sounds and words containing the English sounds being pronounced by native speakers in both British and American accents. I use ChatGPT a lot to generate my lesson notes, generate diagrams I can easily draw on cardboard paper and use as instructional charts. The feature of the ChatGPT that I'm mostly excited about is the fact that it can make a lesson notes in the indigenous language we speak and teach here, that is the Igbo language. I copy my generated notes from ChatGPT to my Google Doc, where I edit and modify it to the approved standard of lesson notes here before printing. As a female educator, apart from being a computer enthusiast, I'm also interested in guidance and counseling. So I use the opportunity I have as a female educator to sensitize my pupils, especially the girls, about adolescence and sexuality, which is, I honestly think parents and teachers need to pay more attention to because of the high rate of pedophile cases and teenage pregnancies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Assumpta, all the way from Nigeria, for doing that amazing video for us. We're so excited to have you on the program, and we look forward to similar videos coming from all of you. And so I just want to encourage as many of you ladies to get in touch with us, and we'll walk you through on how to do a simple 3-minute video showing us what you're doing in your classrooms. So thank you to all of us for joining the program today. We're so excited to have you. Some main reflections and key takeaway points. We're going to be sharing that pre-recorded video, and it would be great next week when we do our recap to find out from each and every one of you what you did with your video. And remember, you are free to customize it to any lesson plan that you want. It doesn't have to be organic chemistry. We'd love to see all the different concepts that you're teaching in your classrooms and all the videos that you are going to come up with. If you're new here and you haven't joined our WhatsApp group, it would be great for you to join the WhatsApp group. I believe Claire has shared all of that via your email on how you can continue to stay connected with us and get any updates from the Women Empowerment Program as they happen. So I think it's time for us to go and enjoy the rest of our week. We're going to meet next week, same time, same place. And it's goodbye to all of you. Have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for everything.
Bye, Naima. Lovely to see you.
Tout a changé de côté, oh. Maribana, elle a changé de côté, oh. Nangere, nangere, wa. Nangere, nangere, wa. Nangere, nangere, wa. Nangere, nangere, wa. Dieu merci pour moi, je savais chanter un peu, oh. J'ai fait ma cassette, oh. On peut voir la télé, oh. Matin, midi, soir, c'est moi, je chante à la radio. Quand tu as vu ça, elle tue le cas où a percé, oh. Je vais partir le couper, oh. Mais on dit premier gaou n'est pas gaou, oh. C'est deuxième gaou qui est nyata, oh. On dit premier gaou n'est pas gaou, oh. C'est deuxième gaou qui est nyata, oh. Dimanche matin et coco, on frappe à ma porte. À ma grande surprise, oh, c'est la go en tout, je vois, oh. Assemblage, j'ai dit, oh, il y a longtemps, on s'est plus revu, oh. Elle veut me mentir, oh, elle dit, chérie, j'avais voyagé, oh. Je suis de retour, oh, je t'appartiens, oh. Prends-moi cadeau, oh, fais ce que tu veux, oh. Mais on dit, premier gaou n'est pas gaou, oh. C'est deuxième gaou qui est nyata, oh. J'ai dit, chérie, coco, qu'est-ce que tu veux manger, oh? Ça même hésité, oh. Elle me dit poulet braisé, oh. Pourtant on te dit premier gaou n'est pas gaou, oh. C'est deuxième gaou qui est nyata, oh. J'ai dit chérie coco, c'est poulet tu veux manger, oh. Poulet est trop petit, oh. Ça peut pas te rassasier, oh. C'est caïman braisé, oh. Je vais te donner, oh. Et genoux d'éléphant, oh. Tu vas manger, oh. draguer, oh. C'est avec plateau, tu vas manger, oh. Nangere, nangere, wa. Nangere, nangere, wa. Nangere, nangere, wa. Nangere, nangere, wa. Mais on dit premier gaou n'est pas gaou, oh. C'est deuxième gaou qui est nyata, oh. Marque gaou, oh. L'écoute gaou, oh. Sorokyo gaou, oh. Sabindo so gaou, oh. Angelo gaou, oh. Totorino gaou, oh. Eda nyata, oh. Tiefi nyata, oh. Kade nyata, oh. Kade kuma nyata, oh. Eda nyata, oh. Gracie Michel gaou, oh. Emile gaou, oh. Oko Kema gaou, oh. Honoré gaou, oh. J'ai dit qui dansa, oh. Regarde ta science, oh. J'ai dit qui dansa, oh. Nangere, nangere, wa, ah, oh. Qui dansa, oh. On dit premier gaou n'est pas gaou, oh. C'est deuxième gaou qui est nyata, oh. On dit premier gaou n'est pas gaou, oh. C'est deuxième gaou qui est nyata, oh.
Save 20 to 55% on garden chairs and tables. Jysk, Scandinavian sleeping and living.
With Microsoft 365 from Vodafone, your business can bring the team together.
In style, skill, and personality, there has never been and will never be a boxer quite as astonishing as the greatest, Muhammad Ali. Ali's boxing was mesmerizing, drawing in massive crowds and infuriating his unfortunate opponents. He did things that simply should not have worked and made them look easy. As with his politics and personality, Ali's boxing method was uncompromising, brave, and indisputably brilliant. So many tactics, advanced components honed over years, made up a style that was both brutal and tasteful, completely unique, but seamless and well built. Every bizarre technique a stepping stone to the next. And his magnum opus, most will agree, was his near-flawless 3-round victory over Cleveland Big Cat Williams, his 6th opponent since taking the championship. Muhammad would put on display every component of his skill set, serving as an impromptu lesson in how to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. So let's take a close look at how the culmination of these techniques all came together. Flashy as always, Ali danced before the fight, revealing what would become a signature element of not only this fight, but his entire style. The bell rang and the butterfly floated around the ring. The greatest was a man of extremes, and his footwork was no different. As he danced, he alternated between an extremely narrow and extremely open stance. The narrow stance kept him closed off, protected, and safe. The wide stance left him very open and vulnerable. However, he could more easily dart to either side in an instant. From his narrow stance, Ali could lean far back to evade punches. His distance control was incredible, almost superhuman. He could even turn his chin to allow punches to just skim past his cheek. From his open lateral position, he could duck side to side, even changing to southpaw to strafe away. All of this was meant to get Williams tired, frustrated, and overreaching with his punches. Muhammad was so good that he could feint attacks to bait punches, just to evade them. It's hard to imagine just how infuriating this must have felt as his opponent. Seeing a man break every single fundamental rule of boxing, hands completely down, daring you to even touch him, and you still just can't. After a minute or so, Ali had tapped into the deep rhythm that made up the roots of his entire style. Now that he had found his groove, it was time to go on the attack. From his sideways stance, he shot out jabs, whipping them out from his low guard to smash into Williams' body and head. With his cross step, hop, and deep lean, Ali broke the foundations of traditional boxing. Inspired by watching footage of Sugar Ray Robinson pulling off tap dancing moves in the ring, Ali's interpretation was a more streamlined, but equally thrilling sight to behold. Williams had had enough. He cornered Ali, looking to run him into a body hook as he tried to exit. It was at that moment that Ali unveiled his signature shuffle, rapidly switching stances to smoothly step out into a hard body jab. He followed with a whirling hook that still beat Cleveland's right, then fitted in a tight check hook, smashing it into Williams as he tried to close the distance. Although it looked flashy for the sake of flash, Ali's shuffle had made Williams pause for a split second. The shuffle provided endless possibilities, and as Ali had told Tyson's coach, Nxumalo, his opponents had no idea what he was about to do when he used it. Ali resumed his dance of death, lashing out with his jab and lead hook from all angles to pierce Williams' guard, his lead hand fencing like a rapier, whirling around, edging in between, rising up from underneath, knifing out like a back fist. Each time Ali got close, he would pin Williams' elbow. It was advanced tactics like these that allowed Ali to keep his hands low and his chin proudly lifted in defiance of tradition. Insane head movement played a role as well. Ali expertly found openings to target in the blink of an eye. And when there wasn't one, he tore apart Williams' guard to make one. Ali displayed his bizarre footwork once again, mostly targeting the body. He backed off, then decided he wasn't done yet, wrapping Williams' head before exiting from southpaw. For the last 30 seconds of the round, Ali went back to dancing, picking Williams apart from long range. As bad as Ali was making Williams look, in the second he briefly reminded everyone why he deserved to be fighting the champion. The big cat swatted Ali with a tight hook, then potted him with a well-timed jab. Ali check-hooked, but Williams' right fired right back with a clubbing counter, but Ali expertly pulled, leaning far back to let the punch breeze right past from southpaw. He then stepped back to orthodox to keep dancing. But Cleveland landed another heavy jab, and Ali had had enough. He lowered his hands and stood squared up right in front of him, daring Williams to hit him. When he tried, Ali weaved back and forth in a figure eight. Sometimes the best tactic is to just reset, and by doubling down and taking more risks, Ali had rocked Cleveland's confidence. From there it was smooth sailing. Ali picked away with his jab, and performed his signature shuffle. This time, Williams attacked. Ali slipped with the shuffle, as if he knew which punch Cleveland was about to throw, then strafed away, framing from southpaw as he did. Williams gave chase, and Ali stopped short, running Cleveland into a 1-2-3 like the start of a classic rock song. Now Williams charged, furious, and Ali retorted while moving backwards. Both men grew more aggressive, one out of desperation, the other because it was working. Ali repeated the same feat, knocking Williams down with an almost casual retreating right. Williams got up and did a decent job defending, calmly blocking and slipping. But Ali could pick up on openings in a split second and angle his punches to take advantage. He circumvented his competitor's guard and ran Williams into a stunning shovel hook. Williams went down again, but perhaps the big cat did have 9 lives. Showing great heart, he rose and bravely went on the attack. Ali seemed to take this personally, laying his hands upon Cleveland with great vengeance and furious anger. Ali pierced through, tore down, obliterated his guard to slam in one final right. Or so it might have been. But the bell sounded the end of the round, and Williams had a full minute to recover. The break must have felt all too brief for Williams. The two rose and heard what would turn out to be the final bell of the fight. In round 3, Ali displayed the last piece of the puzzle and perhaps the most powerful element of his style: his risky but earth-shaking counters. The two heavyweights met mid-ring. Williams gave chase, and Ali just avoided a reaching jab by turning his head away at the last moment. With Williams overextended, Ali drove home a long lead hook behind his ear. Williams tried once more, and once more, Ali turned his chin away in the nick of time. A moment later, the same counter missed, but his follow-ups hit home. And now Williams was all but done, and Ali unleashed his full potential, shining with the brilliance of boxing's brightest star, his performance echoing across generations to inspire future greats like Hearns, Leonard, Holmes, and Iron Mike Tyson, who would see this as Ali's most influential and brilliant performance. Cleveland Williams had dealt with a lot of trials in his life, but he had fought his very hardest and could not be faulted for falling so quickly against Ali at the height of his prime. Nonetheless, the fight had been a beautiful symphony of violence that built up in intensity until crescendoing with the final display of skill and dominance. We have a Discord now, so if you'd like to discuss this or any other bouts, real or fantasy fights, boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, whatever, or if you just want to talk shop about training, I'll be there in voice chat for an hour or two after this video goes live and throughout the day. So make sure to like and subscribe and then head on over. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been David Christian, wishing you happy training.